I'm late, everybody. Sorry about that. Welcome back to Freedom Algo. Had a bit of a debacle this morning. Nothing that crazy, but I'm here now. So sorry about that, everybody. I apologize. Thanks, Sean, for letting everybody know that I was going to be late. KP, good afternoon. Appreciate you all. And yeah, sorry about that, everybody. Sorry about that. But I'm here now. I am here now. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. I haven't had a chance to even look at this price action since earlier, so going to have to give me a second to go through and see if there's any setups. I've been away from the computer for a bit, so there we go. All right, so I'll give it a second for everyone to get popped in because I'm so late. It might take a minute for everybody's notifications to go off and all that. So I'm just I'll wait patient for a few here, see what happens. All right. I'm gonna put on some music while we wait. Oh, yeah, no problem, everybody, no problem. Good to see you, KP. Good to see you, Cube. Sean, yeah, double tap of the high. You know what? Let's actually take a look because you could also draw off these closes because it's kind of forming like a range. So off this close here. That's definitely a triple test off of this level. You could... No, I mean, yeah, I guess it is a second entry short. The only problem is, like, it's one of those weird ones because you have this low and you have a first entry, second entry short. Now this is a new low. First entry, second entry short. Now this is a new low. First entry, second entry short. That's not ideal when it's forming like that because it's kind of like this. It's not ideal to be taking that short necessarily. I think you could argue for it as a triple test. I mean, I'll mark it. I wouldn't say it's ideal. It is a triple test and a second entry short, so there's some reasons to like it. But it's kind of a weird second entry short because you're making higher lows in this move up. It's almost like a micro up channel. So I think you need to be careful there. But we were expecting a new high, and it made the equal high. So I do like it. I think a lower high would have been much, much better there. But you see what happens. You don't always get a lower high. So you have to just accept that fact. Now, down here, you're coming down and you actually get a nice... This is a second entry long right here. You have a new high. You have a move down, first entry, move down. This is an inside bar, but then you get this one and it gives you a second entry long. So this is a second entry long right here. I did not mean to move that. What the heck? What the heck? Hang on. I got to redraw that. That's all. Now it's just completely busted. Hold on. All right, there we go. Draw that again. And then we'll move this. That's a second entry. Oh, I wrote short. My bad. Here, let me just... Oh, what is going on here with this stupid trend line? You kidding me, bro? You kidding me? My music turned off. I don't even know what's going on anymore. Hold on a second. I don't know what's going on over here. Floundering on a Friday over here. All right, there we go. Good grief. What are you talking about? Get out of here. Windows. Finish setting up. I don't know what you're talking about. All right, give me 1 second. I gotta look at something here. Let me see if I can... I had my notification. I have Do Not Disturb turned on, and a Windows notification came up. The nerve of these guys. The nerve. The absolute nerve. All right. Why can't you see the timestamps at the bottom? I don't understand. What do you mean? They are at the bottom. They are at the bottom. What do you mean? You don't see the timestamps? I don't know what you're talking about, because they are all at the bottom. I gotta zoom out still. I haven't zoomed out even to show the whole day. I was just trying to chart out the current price action. Alright. This is the whole day from this dotted line here. So, this is what we got. Here, I'll zoom into about there. Well, yeah, I mean, that's just... there's not much I can do about that. That's just how small the stuff is, you know? That's just how it is. There's not much that can be done. It's just the NinjaTrader UI is like that. Yeah, I mean, just put the stream quality all the way up and you should be able to see them. But also, I always click on stuff and show the actual timestamps too, you know? Still comes up small, but that's just the way it is. Alright. Yeah, exactly, Sean. That little uptrend, you got to be careful. Alright. So, this morning, this is yesterday's close, way down here. And we had CPI data, and that's what this giant candle is in the pre-market. So, you have to be aware of that, and it pushed the market to a new all-time high, and we have made a new all-time high today. And that's just what it is. So, after the all-time high, a lot of times this whole move gets taken back. It didn't happen today like that. I mean, anything could still happen, but basically, you have this down channel here after this. There is a second entry short in here. I don't think it's that good. Like, you don't know for sure this is going lower. There is a slight down channel, but it's not great. You know, like, it's just like this. It's all basically inside of these two big bars. So it's not really ideal, but if you took a second entry short there, I'm not really mad about it, but you would have had to scalp out pretty small. Otherwise, you take a loss there. I wanted to mark it just to talk about it. There is an up channel here. First entry, second entry. It's just not great. So I didn't love it, but I just wanted to talk about it in case anybody wanted to ask me about it. The better one is here, where you get a first entry, close outside, new high, and then second entry short, far from the EMA. And you got room to ride that back to the EMA. So that's a decent one. Technically, there's a lower high here because it's an equal high. But I don't think you want to take it down there because then you don't have enough room to the EMA. Then you actually get a first entry, second entry long here. But I don't know that you're really looking for one there. It's just kind of a weird spot to take one. So I don't want to say that that's a good trade. It is a trap because it breaks one tick below and then comes all the way up. Now, I don't think you want to take that on the engulfing bar below the EMA. But when it closes, I didn't mark this, but if you took this, I wouldn't be too mad about it. I just don't think it's the best setup. It is a trap, so there are some reasons to like it. Traps all these shorts one tick and then reverses on them. Alright. Comes up, gives you a first entry, second entry short. You don't want to short that yet. You need a lower high here, I think. After a move like that, and you don't get one. You get a higher high, and then it reverses a bit. Nothing in here. There's a down move. This one is decent. You come down, you get a first entry, second entry, third entry. It's a new low, though, confirming the trend line. I think you're better off to wait for the higher low, and then you get the higher low here, and I took this trade. I didn't get a runner here, but I got a nice trade. I think I took a... What did I take? A 7-tick scalp? I think I took a 7-tick scalp there. Let me look. Hang on. I'm pretty sure I took a screenshot of it. Let me see. I can't remember. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's hard to see it there. Wait, no, that's not 7 ticks. What am I talking about? That's not 7 ticks. Hold on. Hold on. I can't see it very well right there. I need to look at it on Discord because I need to zoom in. Hang on. I'm checking it on Discord because I need to. I don't want to speak incorrectly about it. All right, give me 1 second. I gotta pull it up because I can't see it properly. I gotta download it so I can open it. Okay, sorry. It was a 5 tick. 5 tick. It was 5 tick, not 7. I don't know why I thought it was 7. I think it's because early in the morning the ATR was so high that I thought that's what my setting was. But at this point of the day, the ATR was smaller. That bar was pretty big. It was 18 ticks, but a lot of these bars were small before that. So I went for a 5 tick scalp, got it, no problem. Okay, then and it was a higher low. That's all it is. It's a close outside, new low, and then a higher low. So it's probably going to go higher here. So I like that one. And then we kind of hugged the trend line. We kind of broke through. We didn't make a new high yet. I think because the new high would be this. But we did make kind of like an equal high to this one, basically, and then we reversed. Then we had this little down channel. There's nothing in here that I like, because when you're hugging the bottom of the trend line, that can be sketchy. And then this came down here, and we just kind of have this down channel. I don't really like anything in here. It's all like first entry type stuff until right here, where you do get a first entry, second entry short. It's an equal high off the EMA, so it technically counts as a close outside new high. The signal bar is just not that great, because I think it closes 3 ticks from its low. If it didn't have that stem on the bottom, I would have liked it more. Also, if it would have ticked 1 tick higher and went down, I would have liked it more. So for those reasons, I mark it yellow. It's just not perfect. Then we move up. There's a lower high here. I don't think you want to take that. There's another lower high here. I don't think you want to take that. It runs to a new low, and then we turn into an uptrend. Now, after this uptrend, there is a nice little trap here. It's kind of a second entry. So you have a first entry, second entry short, lower high that fails. So it's kind of like a lower high after a second entry short that actually fails. But really, it's a first entry, second entry long. So that's a pretty nice one, because you're entering it 1 tick above this bar, which is where all the people who took the lower high have their stop losses. So it's pretty nice. It's a second entry long and a trap. It's just a little tight and sideways there, and you already made a new high, so it's not perfect. Runs all the way up, makes a new all-time high. And then we get a 2-legged correction. There's a second entry long here, but I think it's risky. It's not a good signal bar. Then it runs sideways. We get this one here, which I already talked about in the beginning. We get this one, which I already also talked about in the beginning. And now we're coming up again. Let's see what we got here. So this is a close outside. First entry long here. So we'll see what happens. I don't think you necessarily want to take a second entry long right here, kind of in no man's land. You can kind of see there's not really any key levels there. It's just kind of funky. We already made that equal high. We might not get a new high. We could reverse down here. The first entry short, it's also a first entry long. So it's kind of a weird spot. We just got to be patient. Let's see. Gate Zach, how much time? Literally, there is no way to answer this because there's too many variables. I don't know how much time you spend trading. I don't know how much time you have to look at the charts. I don't know if you have another obligation. I don't know if you're trading every day. I don't know how you are as a person, like in terms of how quick you learn things, if trading clicks for you faster than somebody else. There's just too many variables for me to answer that question. I will tell you that it takes a long time. I don't think it takes a short time for anybody. I don't think becoming a professional at anything takes a short amount of time. I don't think there's any career that you can basically operate as a professional in without significant time and energy investment. Think of any career that you have to do to be successful in that is, any career, anything. Like, I mean, even let's say tattoo artists, barbers, right? Tile mechanics, plumbers, electricians, doctors, lawyers, architects. I'm just throwing out some random ones here. Even stuff that has lower barrier to entry, like landscaping, right? It still takes significant time and effort to become really good at it. It's just the way it is. Exactly. That's a great point, KP. He's been playing guitar for 40 years, still works at it every day, and probably still improving every day. Same with me. I play the handpan. You're listening to my music right now. And I haven't released a lot of music recently, and all the music I've been playing is better than the music I've already released. That's just the way it works. Yeah, trading... Honestly, trading is harder than most of those careers. It just has a lower barrier to entry, so people think that they can make it big really quickly, but it's actually harder. Like, if you wanted to become, let's say you wanted to become a, I'm just going to use an example of something that I know personally. I know people that have done this. Let's say you want to become a tile mechanic. Really like a tile artisan, like a true artisan, working with marble, granite, like really good stuff, high end, learning all the skills. It's going to take you years to become a master. Like many years. It's going to take you many years to become a master, and you're going to keep getting better over time. And I remember I was working with my grandfather back in the day. This is way back in the day. This is when I was like 17. I think I was 18. Maybe I was 18. And I was working with him. He was a master tile mechanic, and he's still alive today. He's just not, he just doesn't work anymore. He's like in his 80s. But back then, he was still working, and we were working in this like basically mansion type house. It was incredible. This house that we were working in had a courtyard. It was crazy. It was built in like this big square. It had a courtyard, and we were doing the most custom tile work ever. We were putting up like basically like 6 foot wide, like several inch thick slabs of onyx, like 3 foot by 5 foot slabs of onyx on the wall, crazy mosaics, just the craziest like marble. We were doing glass on stone tile, like crazy stuff, right? Here's the thing. It took him so long to get to the level that he could work with that type of material. Many years, right? Many years. And I was just a laborer for him. I wasn't like good at it, right? Like I was just cutting the marble when he would mark it up, and I would cut it on the wet saw, and I would carry buckets of water and that sort of thing. Like I was young at the time. But what I noticed is that like to become the level that he was required significant energy, time, and just reps over and over and over, and you slowly get better over time. Trading is not different from that. It's just going to take you a long time to become successful at it. Some people might be able to become profitable in a few months, but they're going to be rare. Many people, it's going to take years. That's just the way it is. That's the way it is. Yeah, KP, the hardest easy money ever. Exactly. It's not easy. Yeah, Cube, you're probably right about that. You're probably right about that. Hey, Sean, that's great feedback, and I'm glad that it's helping. Cube, you might be. KP, yeah, I mean, listen, every single trader has setbacks also, because that's the other thing that doesn't get talked about enough. There's a big difference between consistent profitability and profitability, right? Like, you can be a profitable trader that has 2 weeks, but to have like years of it is different. And the thing is, you could even have periods of time where you're profitable for 8 months straight, let's say, and then you just blow up for a month. And then like, it's just like that can happen too, because there's a lot of psychological stuff that can happen. And there's even traders like, you know, if you read Best Loser Wins by Tom Hugard, who's been trading for a really long time, he says in that book that there's periods of time where he's basically done stuff like that, where he was really good and then he totally blew up stuff and messed up and had some really costly mistakes. I mean, that happens to most traders in their career. Like, it's happened to me for sure. Yeah, it's hard. All right, everybody. If you got questions, drop them in the chat. If you haven't done so already, please give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, Cube, I have the books. I'm going to tell you, like, I haven't read them cover to cover because it's really hard to read them. Like, I've gone through them quite a bit, but man, they are an extremely difficult read. So I can't necessarily say that I recommend them that much because they're honestly a really difficult read. And it's hard to really even understand a lot of the language and the terminology. But I had somebody in my stream recently say that the videos that he does were better. I don't know. I mean, I can't necessarily say I truly recommend it. If I read it cover to cover, which I do plan on maybe at some point going through them more and seeing if there's anything I can learn from it more. So I might read cover to cover at some point with those, but they're so dry and boring that it's hard for me to really recommend them. The books I do recommend are The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. I have it right next to me. Best Loser Wins is a good book. I read it recently. I did the audiobook. I liked it. And then I'd say Trading in the Zone is a classic and a good one. Unknown Market Wizards is also a good one. But those are all books about, like, they're more so books about, like, the mental side of trading. Actually learning how to trade, I don't know if books are the best way to go with it. And that's why, like, the Al Brooks ones, I think, don't resonate that much. Here, I'll pull one out. It's like, here, this is it. Here's one of them. Trading Price Action Trends by Al Brooks. Let me take a look. I want to see if I can show you why. So, what I'm going to do... All right. I mean, these bad boys are dense. They are dense. Like, many pages with just text. Like, dude, like, there's so many pages with just text. And then you get these diagrams, which it's like, you're trying to read it. It's just like, I don't know. It's okay, I guess. I'm trying to look at some of the diagrams. They're just not great. I don't know how to explain it. They're just not that great. The way the diagrams are in the book, I think that it would just be better on a screen. Because it's like you're looking at, like, pictures like this. I don't know if you can see that. But it just looks terrible. It's like, it's black and white. They're small. It just isn't... It's not easy to, like, properly see it. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I just don't find that, like... I just don't find that it's that great. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard to really... It's hard to really get it, I think, in some ways. There's some interesting stuff in there, but I don't know. I don't think it's really the best source. I have them. I do plan on deep diving them at some point of my life. I've learned some stuff from them, but yeah, I don't know. I'd say... I think I already said it, Cube. I just said it, so I don't know if I just said the books that I recommend. I listed them out. And, you know, yeah, I mean, most of what I learned was definitely from Pat's trading on YouTube, from Mac. That's most of where I learned everything. That's the bulk of it, I'd say. Yeah, that's where I got the bulk of my knowledge, I think. I've adapted my strategy a bit because what I do is I adjust my scalp target based on the different ATRs. So that's the big difference. I don't just go for 4 ticks every time. I adjust it based on the ATR. And that allows me to have a little bit more favorable stuff going on. Ooh, that's a good question. I mean, like, Cube, here's what I'll say. And by the way, for those of you who don't remember, just so I can say this, I am still doing the live streams. I'm just doing the public ones on Monday and Friday. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are only for my members now. So they're a private live stream. It's the same format. It's just private. So that way I can get into more depth on price action questions. So just want to let everyone know that in case they're confused or whatnot, or they missed. If you missed the stream on Wednesday, I announced that I'm going to be making that switch. So I'll have another stream on Monday for on YouTube. But the other ones on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they'll just be for my school members, and then Friday on YouTube again. So just want everyone to understand that. All right. It just adds a lot. It's going to add a lot more value to the school members, because then when they ask questions, if they can't make the Zoom call instead, we're just going to do the live streams, and then they can ask questions, and I can actually get way more in depth on those. Anyway, so I think that there's a lot of stuff there, Cube. Here's the thing. I studied PATS for a long time. I did my best with it. I went through that PDF manual so many times. Watched the videos, all that stuff. But I just found that there's certain concepts that weren't really taught that well, in my opinion, that didn't make sense to me. Like the trend line rules didn't exactly make sense. The way that we fade breakouts, and like the way that when we look at breakouts and pullbacks, and some of the stuff just didn't add up to me. Why certain things are A+ and not A+, like some of that stuff, all that nuance that I learned over time from just studying it and actually trading myself, I thought there was going to be a much easier way to teach it, because when things clicked for me, I realized that there was just a lot of stuff that just didn't get explained very well from what I read in the manual. It's like there's a few examples of things, but then most of what I learned was just from watching the daily videos from every single day for several years, and also trading myself. And I realized, I'm like, oh, some of this stuff can click way faster if it's just explained a different way, and if it's just shown with more modern examples. And there's other things that I didn't agree with, like going for 4-tick scalps only doesn't make sense when the original and way that it was created was back when the ATR used to be like less than a 2 on most days, and now it's hardly ever less than a 2. So there's just a lot of stuff that differed there for me that didn't really click that well, and I wanted to, I have my own flavor, I guess. So I don't know. I think it's probably better to just ask my members. If anybody's here who's a member and you want to try to answer that question in the chat, that would be helpful. But, basically here's the feedback I get. Pretty regularly, when people join my program, they send me a message after they start going through the course, and they say, man, the way that you're breaking this stuff down and teaching it is making this click for me so much faster than what I've been doing over time. And that's not a knock on anybody else. It's just that I had experience with building like training programs and course type stuff before, because before I was in the trading industry, I worked in a different industry and I owned my own company, and I used to train people that had no experience. So I have a lot of experience with like working with people, training them in a digital environment. So it came naturally to me to build a course around this. Like it was easy for me to think about the best ways to explain concepts, a more modern approach. Everything's video based, short videos, like it's easy to get through and understand. And I break things down pretty step by step in a way that I think makes it a lot more interactive. And there's even a lot of stuff in the course where I literally had a Zoom call with people and we talked through things. So I'm literally explaining it to people, and then as they ask more questions, and it gives more clarity. So there's just a lot of that involved. So it's hard for me to exactly explain it, but I just think that the way that I teach it is really good, and that's something that I'm confident in based on the feedback I've had. I have not had even one person tell me that they didn't like the materials or the course or whatever. Literally everyone who's done it is like, the stuff you've put together is great. Your school community is great. The way that you do it is all amazing. Like, this is all good stuff. And typically if people leave, the only reason that they're leaving is a couple of reasons. One, they got a different job, so they can't trade. Another reason would be some people just they realize they don't want to trade price action and they want to do something else. Like, I had someone leave recently who told me they just want to trade order flow, and that's not what I do. So they're like, yeah, I'm in this other program where I'm learning order flow, and they're like, I just want to trade that way. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I wish you the best, you know? But I haven't, and then the other thing would be some people, to be fair, they don't listen and they don't trade sim like they should be. And then what they do is they start trading other stuff too soon. They start trading with like prop or cash too soon, and then they blow up their account, and then they get washed out of trading. And that's just something that I can't control. If people choose to do that, that's on them. I tell everybody that they should be sim trading for a really long time before they even consider it. Just like if you were training to become some sort of other professional in something, you need to go through the training period. So that's the way I see it. Basically, what I created is what I wish I would have had when I was learning. Literally, that's what it is. Like, it's not really like a supplement. It's a full-on thing. It's like, this is everything I wish I would have had. Like, when I was starting out trying to learn price action, if I just had this program that I offer, that's all that I would have needed to be able to get this in a much faster and more systematic way. So I hope that answers the question. Hold on, something's busted on here. What the heck? All right, whatever. I guess whatever. All right. Been having this weird thing with my taskbar doing something strange. I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, if you want to know what I'm talking about, it's all in here. So you can go to the Freedom Algo about page. It's pinned in the chat. Everything is on here. It's all explained what I'm talking about. So there it is. That's my whole program. It's everything I offer. It's the course. It's everything. It's all in there. Yeah, I mean, Cube, the thing I would say is, like, you know, do what's best for you, right? Like, do what's best for you. Don't, like, do what feels right and what you think is best for you. I don't want anybody breaking the bank to join my program. I want people to feel confident, you know? That's it. Like, I want you to feel confident. Yeah, for sure, Sean. I look, man, it takes so long to break those. And you know what I used to do? And this was probably my biggest problem as a trader. I'm very much a person who, like, I like routines and that sort of thing, but I'm also somebody who thrives on change. So it sounds like a conundrum because I do like routines, right? Like, I like to get up at the same time, go to bed at the same time. I like to do a lot of the same stuff. However, I like my environment to change, and I like dynamic stuff too. I'm very like Gemini in that way. You know, like I don't know if anybody's into astrology or whatnot, but I'm very Gemini. And like my sun sign is a Gemini, and I've got Gemini all over my chart. And I'm very much like that. I'm somebody who thrives on fast conversation, changing topics, different things. I like to do different things. I like to learn different skills. I'm constantly pushing myself in that way. Like, I learned how to snowboard later in life. Like, I thrive on learning different things. And what I found is that because of that, trading was hard for me because I have a hard time sticking to one thing. So what I would do is I'd want to learn everything. I'd want to, oh, let me try this guy's course. Let me try this new YouTube channel I found. Let me learn this. Oh, let me learn that. Before I knew it, I had a Frankenstein of approaches to trading that didn't work. And then what would also happen is every single time that I'd have like a bad loss, I'd be like, yeah, I guess this system doesn't work. Let me go to something else I've learned. But by doing that, you set yourself back so harshly. Just not the move. Yeah, Sean, you're probably right. Most dudes, well, yeah, maybe, right? Maybe. Let's see. Gate, you said Now, Gate Zach, so here's the thing. Look, I've told this to other people on my streams. If you just try to watch the videos on my YouTube to put together the strategy, you're going to miss stuff. I don't know if he's here or not, but there's somebody in my community. I'll let him speak up if he is here. I'm not going to call out his name. But there's somebody that was doing that for a while and then eventually joined my school community and was like, dude, ever since I joined your school community and started actually going through the course, everything clicks better now. And that's because, of course, it's going to. The course is literally the course. Like, could you learn how to become a medical professional by watching YouTube videos about doing medical things? No. Like, no, you're not, right? Could you become a auto mechanic by watching auto mechanic videos on YouTube? No. You might learn some stuff, but you're not going to become an actual like mechanic that way. You probably need to go through, either you need to learn on the job or go through some sort of training. Or like in either way, you're doing some sort of apprenticeship or whatever. You're not just like, oh, I want to be a mechanic. I'm going to watch some YouTube videos and read a book or two and now I'm a mechanic. Like that's just not reality. So I built the course to make it so that it's more feasible for that to become your reality. All right, John, you said Pacific. That is also really good movement in there. So I think that can be good. I just don't trade it myself. KP. Yeah, that's how guitar instruction is now. Because there's a million YouTube channels for guitar. And it's let me learn this. Then you see a new shiny thing and never focus on one thing. Yeah, exactly. And here's the thing. I can tell you this straight up. Because my girlfriend was doing guitar lessons for a while. She told me straight up, she was learning so much more from guitar lessons than from like watching a bunch of videos and doing all this other stuff that was free. Because when you are paying for the lesson, you're taking it more seriously too. It's a psychological thing, right? If you say, I'm going to work out at my house or I'm going to join a gym and work out at the gym, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to work out harder when you join the gym and when you go there because you're paying for it and you're more committed to it. It's just the way that our psychology works. Like, I don't know why people think that they can just like do everything for free. And it's annoying too, because there's people on YouTube that are like, don't pay for anything. You can learn everything nowadays for free. And I'm like, that's just not true. Because people want to get paid for things, right? So if people aren't going to give away every single thing completely for free because you want to get paid for your time, right? Like, if somebody like me creates a course, of course it's going to be more in-depth than what I give away for free. Like, of course. Like, it would be silly for it not to be. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sean can tell you that. But look, don't break the bank. Do what's best for you, everybody. Like, do what's best for you. I don't want to sit here and like try to like tell everyone, yeah, just join the school program, just do this. Do what's best for you. Do what feels right. You know, if you think that you can learn from me and that it's worth your time, give it a go. I mean, you can literally sign up for 1 month, and if you don't like it, you can cancel after that. You don't have a lot to lose, so I structured it that way on purpose. And I'll tell you straight up, like, there are many people who've told me that I should not do it this way. Like, I'm not even kidding. There's other people that I know that are in business, that are in other things, that have told me straight up that I should just make it like a bigger fee. Like, instead of doing a monthly thing or whatever, there's many people that have told me I should just charge for the year up front and just do that only because like it'll be better for me and yada yada yada. And like, and I've considered it because I do think there's something to be said about people committing, because the problem is if you sign up for 1 month and then you start trying to, like, what happens is a lot of people, they think they're going to sign up for a month, learn the whole system, and then start trading it and make their money back right away. And I'm like, dude, that is just a bad way to think about it. Like, you wouldn't sign up for college, or not even, let's say not even college. Let's say you were signing up for a trade school to become an electrician. You wouldn't sign up and be like, okay, I'm going to pay whatever, 10 grand for this program. And then after month 1, you're like, I'm going to start making my money back by practicing it right away. It's like, no, that's just literally a bad way to think about it. So I've actually considered what some of these people have said and changing my thing to be like, okay, it's a year program. That way you have this mentality of like, oh, it's going to be a year long that I'm committing to. I've considered it, but I've kept it how it is on the month to month for now. Just because I want to give people the opportunity to, you know, do what's best for them. But listen, who knows? I can't say what I'm going to do in the future. I can only say that whatever you lock in, whatever it is right now, when you sign up, that's locked in for you. So even if I do change it down the road and make it like you have to sign up for a year or whatever, if you are already on the month to month, then you would stay on the month to month. So just keep that stuff in mind too. Because down the road, I might consider doing something else, especially because I've added a ton of stuff. Like I've added a ton of tools. I've added a ton of I've added tools that work with NinjaTrader now that you get access to, and I'm refining those. And that was a big investment for me. I had to pay a developer a lot of money to build that, to add that value. And I didn't charge more for it. I just added it, right? I've added more to the course. I've added more modules to it. I've added a ton more content over time. And so as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and gets more and more and more value, it just makes sense for me to increase the cost of it over time. So that's just how that goes. Okay, so let me show you. I'll show you Cube. Let me pull it up. Hold on. Sorry that I have to keep on hiding my screen when I do this, but there's something really strange going on with my, I don't know how to explain it. Something weird with Windows right now and what it's doing. So I have to do something. I have to look at this real quick. Okay, so how best to use the course? I can't click around all of it because there are like links that are secretive that you only can see if you have access. So I'll just show you. So let's do a look under the hood, everybody. Let's do a look under the hood. Okay, so this is what's inside. And also, oh man, so annoying. Hold on. All right, I'll also bring this over. Okay, first let's look at Discord. Here's Discord. When you join my Discord, there's a public channel. I actually simplified this recently. I just made it so that there's just a public channel. This one is literally just my videos, a feed of my videos. This one is if people want to post trade results and testimonials. Here, if you want to do that, you can. It's just for the public. There's a news feed that just comes from Financial Juice. So that just shows you that. This is just a fun little level up thing. There's the news. This is where we can have discussion. But these two channels over here are private. The Freedom Collective is only for school members who have been in my program for 90 days or they've upgraded to annual when it's on monthly. Down the road, if I ever switch to just annual membership only, then it will be for people who've been in for 90 days. That's how that will work. This one here is the main channel for all my school members. And basically throughout the session, I'm posting my chart updates. So you can see them here. And you can see us having discussion in here. So, sorry, I'm not trying to show everybody here, but you can see people having discussion in here. We're talking throughout the session. I'm posting all my chart updates. These are all expandable and downloadable. There's some of the setups from earlier. So that's how that works. And, sorry, move that back over. So that's in Discord, and there's real-time stuff. Like sometimes I do voice memos in there. That's all happening, so you get access to that. Now, at the same time, I have each day there's a thread where I post those same chart updates in here, right? And also there's a link to the stream for the day. Here's yesterday's, and this is the private stream link. So that was just, people can ask questions in here. There's a whole discussion that happens. You can also ask me questions in Discord, but I always encourage people to use this. You can share wins, different stuff. Then there is a calendar. This is the schedule of everything. So you can see it's all always laid out. These are the 3 private streams here. These are the public ones on Mondays and Fridays. There's 2 views. You can also view it like this, and that's all in there. Then there's a classroom section. Now, in the classroom, there's the Freedom Collective, which this is for people who've been in for like 90 days, and I have a monthly call with them on Zoom, and that gets put in here. They also get a separate Discord in case they want to ask me questions. It's just like It's just basically a way for people who are committed to this, who have been in it for a long time, to connect if they want to. That's what it's for. It's just like a loyalty program. Live coaching sessions. This is where I post the private streams, the Zoom calls that we've done. They're all in here. And then there's the course. There's a start here course. It's just like how to learn everything, how to get access to things. Then there's my full price action course. It's broken down into 10 sections. Now, most of these expand out, except for the welcome and the conclusion. So all the other ones expand out, and there's subsections within, and they're all video-based modules, and there's a transcript of everything. And what that does is makes it so that you can use the search function, and if you want to find a concept, like let's say we were talking about, let's say failed second entry long traps. You can use the search bar, type in failed second entry long traps, and it will literally find every video in the course where I've talked about that. So it's pretty sweet. It's like an ongoing resource. You can change the speed of the video if you want to watch it at a faster speed, in case you want to get through it quicker. And there's all this stuff in here. So now some of these sections are really large. Like section 8, you can see this thing is huge. It just keeps going. And all of these are sub-modules that are video-based. There's live trades and breakdowns in there that I've done where I do a voiceover of those. There's sometimes if we've done a Zoom call that's been really helpful, I've added it to the course. So those are sometimes in here as well. Like you can see this one, this was a live analysis I did that I just thought was good enough to add here. Some live trades sometimes. Anyway, I add stuff to here. I think I did one the other day that I added. I think it was here. I did 2 videos where I talked about second entries, so both of those got added in here. Those are new. So I'm always adding to it, and then what you do is you can check it off after you're done, and then it will mark it as done. And that way, as I add things, you can add those. So it's kind of like modules, right? Like it's like an online course. It's videos, but they're like modules, if that makes sense. Like you check them off as you go. That's how it works. It's not like quizzes, if that's what you meant. It's not like quizzes. I just felt like that would be a waste of time to do that exactly. I don't want to have to like build a bunch of quizzes. It's like basically go through it, and if you have questions on it, then ask me. Because it's meant to be gone through more than once. So you can go through it, then you follow along in real time with those updates as you watch the live market, and then you watch my streams each day, and then you learn as you go. And I can tell you straight up, ask anybody who's in my course, they'll tell you that after like couple of months, as they kind of really get into it and they've gone through the course and everything, things start to click as they're watching the real-time stuff. And then they'll ask me questions. Hey, what about this second entry long? And they'll send me a screenshot and I'll give them a breakdown. And then they're like, now everything's starting to click even better. And that's how it's all meant to be. So hopefully that all answers it for everybody. Anyway, I didn't mean for this to be a whole sales pitch on the program, but if you guys have those questions, I'm happy to answer them. But I'll tell you what, I'm very confident in what I created. I know that it's really good. I'm very confident in that. Even in the feedback I've gotten from people. Like I said, even the members who've left, every one of them has had very positive feedback for me when they've given me the feedback. And that's amazing. Like I've gotten many people who've joined, they've only stayed for a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. And then they're like, hey, I'm stopping for this reason, but keep up the great work. Like I plan on staying a part of this. I plan on joining later. And I've had people who've left and then came back too, which is also really gives me a lot of confidence. People who've been in the program, they cancel for a little while because life stuff, and then they come back. And that's a really big thing for me to understand. Like, hey, when people do that, then I really know that it's something special, you know? And I'll tell you, there's a lot of junk out there. There's a lot of junky stuff out there. And that is not what this is. And, you know, don't take my word for it. Just like look at the testimonials. Just look at what people say in the chat. Like people that are in it, you know, like they just, there's a lot to it. I will say this though, and this is just not, I'm not sugarcoating it. It's hard. Trading price action is not easy at all. It's not easy. It's hard to learn. It takes a long time. Learning how to be a skilled chart reader just takes a long time. Learning how to control your emotions, it takes a long time. It just is the way it is. There's no way to sugarcoat that. It is just, it's hard. I don't want to make anybody feel like this is the holy grail. It's hard. There's nothing easy about trading. There just isn't. I love it, but it's not easy. It can be simple, but it's not easy. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like emotions, psychology, like all of it. It's a battle. It's a serious battle. Having some camaraderie is important though. Like, I wish I had more camaraderie when I was learning. I mean, literally when I started my Discord originally, it was literally to have camaraderie. It all started for free. I mean, I've cleared a lot of the history out of there and everything, but like way back in the day, I mean, at this point, I've like cleared the history of the Discord just to protect people's personal information. We had a bunch of that kind of stuff in there over time. But like I started my Discord server, I think in January of 2021. And it was just because I had been trading for a while and I just wanted camaraderie. And that's really what it was. And I was making YouTube videos already on like the ways I used to trade. And since then, I've switched everything to price action. I went all in on it. I stopped doing everything else that I was doing. And I just went all in on this strategy. But it took me a long time to commit to it completely. And I had blunders where I would be trading this style and then I'd have like some losses and be like, oh, I'm going back to a different style. I did that so many times. Eventually I committed to just not doing that anymore. And I literally like removed my old YouTube videos. I removed all of the temptation to go back to these other things. And I just went, I'm fully committing to this, and that is it. And that's what I did. I got to check my messages real quick. Hang on one second. All right, who's got questions for me? Go ahead and drop them in the chat if you got them. Drop them in the chat if you got them. By the way, I forgot to say happy Friday. Hope everybody had a good week. Totally forgot. Sorry, I was sorry about the crazy scheduling thing earlier today too. That was my bad. I had a whole bunch of stuff this morning that I had to deal with that just was unforeseen. But that's how it is. It's so slow right now. All right. Well, we might wrap the stream up right now then if there's no more questions. So if you got any more questions, let me know. As always, if you want to join my Discord, there is a link in the description in the link tree. In the description of the video, you just got to scroll for it to find it. The main thing is, of course, everything else is in school. So if you do have questions, just join my Discord and ask me there. It's easier. But anyway, I appreciate everybody for being here today. Thank you. I will get Monday's stream scheduled. It'll be at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. And I think for that one, I will be on time. I don't see anything standing out. But thanks, everybody. I appreciate you all. Thanks for being here. And I will see you all on Monday.